Thanks for joining me for a Kick Up the Arts. I am Nicola Meehan and I am back in my Stirling local, the Golden Lion, for a whistle-stop tour of this year's programme for the Bloody Scotland International Crime Writing Festival this week. It launched a couple of days ago and it runs from September the 18th to the 20th. After Thursday's big announcements and a conversation I chaired with the always entertaining JD Kirk, I sat down with this year's Bloody Scotland guest programmer Denise Mina, festival director Bob McDevitt, and best-selling author and board member Craig Robertson, along with two of the brilliant writers shortlisted for this year's prestigious debut prize, Duncan McLaughlin for Original Sins and May Rinaldi for Liar, Thief. We had a blether about this year's lineup, which as ever includes unmissable book events along with site-specific theatre, karaoke, courtroom drama and incredible guests. There's also new writing initiatives like Crime in the Spotlight and Pitch Perfect, and of course the announcement of the Gilded debut prize and the McIlvanney Prize for Crime Fiction Book of the Year. I'm a McIlvanney Prize judge again, and we'll chat more about all of that soon enough, no doubt. But for now, here's a sense of what to expect if you come to this year's Bloody Scotland in September, which you totally should. This is the first day that I have seen the incredible programme for this year's festival. And Denise Mina, guest programmer extraordinaire. You're here. Is it nice to actually see it in print? Because it's been going on a little while. Your involvement was announced a good while ago, but it's real nowadays.
It's actually happening, and actually there's loads of things in here that I was told about but forgot. There's quite a lot to hold in your head.
Yeah.
Such as?
I forgot I was chairing Lucy Foley, which I agreed to. And there are people on this list who were doing spotlight bits last year, have been subsequently published, and are doing events. Thinking particularly of Andrew Raymond, who's on with Lynn Anderson and Alex Gray. I mean, it's just lovely to see, you know, all these writers coming up, and for all the debuts to be on at the same time. And also we've got a production of Huntley, which is the staged version of Rizzio, and I thought it was on at midnight, but apparently no one ever told me it was on at midnight. I just made that up in my head. And it's on at 9:45, so that's just like feels really real. It just feels like it's real.
I'm under strict instructions from my wife to get tickets for that, and I said, well, I'm not sure I can get. We're going to have to buy
Come
those.
with me.
She just bought them. I saw her buying them upstairs.
Oh, she did?
Oh,
Okay,
there
just
you
bought
go.
them. Right.
In the
Thank goodness,
bag.
I am off the hook to him.
And we'll talk about that in some of the site-specific events and also some of the other venues. But you're saying about people coming up through Bloody Scotland, Denise, but you've got a long-standing relationship with the festival as well.
I was here at the very first one, and I'm hearing today that I'm the female who has been most often, and it's because it's very near my house. so I always say yes, because I think, it's only Stirling. Anyway.
I chaired you in year one, you and Karen Campbell.
That's right.
I'd completely forgotten that till this very second.
I didn't forget that. You were awful.
Yeah, terrible. But you guys got me through it, so it was fine.
Oh, it's incredible. We sat here this time last year after the launch. Ian Rankin was the guest programmer last year. Bob, it's been fascinating, isn't it, bringing in the guest programmers and the sort of excitement around them.
I mean, it's been such a nice development in the way the festival was put together, because it's something we talked about for years. It's not a new idea. Obviously, quite a lot of festivals have guest programmers, and we talked about it and never actually got around to doing it. And then last year, we thought we'd start with Sir Ian, and it went really well. So I don't see us changing anytime soon. But this year's just been an absolute joy. I mean, I think Denise keeps putting herself down, but didn't really do very much. But actually, that personal connection, see that the letter straight to the author. Don't bother with the publisher. Don't bother with the agent. Just go straight to the author and a sort of one-to-one connection.
Threaten them.
Well, you did say...
Threaten them with a violent,
you said no one said no.
Letter.
I was like, no one dared say no.
No one dared say no.
But it's interesting to be that people come back and go, oh yeah, I love Denise, I'll do that, absolutely. Sign me up. So that makes it really
I've
good.
lent quite a lot of money out over the years. No, but it is that thing of, if a friend gets in touch with you, you will agree, but otherwise you will think, well, what are the logistics here? Are you going to turn out to be very difficult when I get there? there is a tonal shift sometimes when you go to a festival of they're very enthusiastic when they invite you, and then you get there and nobody cares that you're there, but they know that we really care.
And the other thing was, it was people that we've been trying to get for ages. Sean Cosby, we've been trying, many times have we tried, and we've been close.
Definitely.
We've been close, and he's been coming, and something happens and it doesn't happen. And it obviously just took that to knock it over the edge. And get him coming. So.
The magic words, or indeed the threatening words. So there are so many guests. We'll go through some of the writers who are appearing. We're going to speak to two of the incredible shortlisted debut writers as well. But also I love that you're taking us out. So you're taking us, there's site-specific theatre. I've got this page open, Craig. You the jury. I love this, right? So actually, look at this. I've made some notes over it.
Yeah, I've made notes, I can see them.
But I love this. A compelling, true-to-life theatrical experience made even more realistic by taking place in a working courtroom. Some of us round the table may be more familiar with that particular courtroom. That's all I'm saying.
I served on the jury in that very courtroom. I was foreman of the jury in that courtroom.
Oh.
And guilty, obviously. You wouldn't have been in court otherwise. No, it's going to be great. It's very atmospheric, and it's a perfect place for that. So there are, I think, 2 sittings.
Yeah.
You're the
2 sittings.
Maybe not the right word, but there's 2 editions. Sessions. There we go. That's 2 core sessions.
Okay. And I can see some of the lawyers involved and forensic experts. Dr. James Grieve, I was in a panel with him, and the wonderful Anne Cleves, because he's he's kind of the Shetland. He's a fictional and a real life character. I love this. I love this for him. It's wonderful.
He's absolutely brilliant. We've had him at events before. He's
superb, isn't he? He's like a character in and of himself. So there are so many different aspects to the festival every single year, and there are so many different ways to get involved as writers. So let's chat to you guys, Linda and May, about being debut novelists and being on the prize. I mean, first of all, congratulations. Second of all, can we have a cheer for it being an all-female shortlist, because it's a long time coming. All right, important. How does that feel for you, and what's your journey been to get to this point?
Right, I didn't start writing until I retired, so I'm the one for the older people among the writing community. I'd written a couple of things before and they were absolute rubbish. And then started writing Liar Thief around about 2018 and finished it around about 2019, and then I went back to work in health and safety during COVID. I would go back in and help get all the right stuff in place for the social workers, and the book got put aside for about another 2 years. I just couldn't write. After working there, I couldn't do any more writing. Then I entered it into the Black Spring Press kind of crime thing, which Luca Vesti was judging, and he was being the editor, and he's in charge of the whole thing. And I won, and I didn't even know I'd won because it was on Twitter, and I didn't go on Twitter.
Mystery upon mystery.
My friend phoned up and she said, "Are you not telling us something?" And I went, what am I not telling you? I said, "Go onto Twitter and have a look." And I nearly died, and it was absolutely fabulous. And then we're trying to get on Spotlight here, and it took ages to get the book published. Right, from signing the contract to the publishing date was ages, and I was hoping to try and get on Spotlight, and we were thinking about doing it last year.
Well, Crime in the Spotlight, if you don't know, is we do a little support act before the big sessions at the Albert Halls. But one of the nice parts of it is you get to read a little bit before the main writer goes on, but you get to sign books with them afterwards. And the problem last year was May's book wasn't going to be out until November. So you got through the process and you were chosen as one of the spotlighters, but then I said it's a bit of a waste if we don't have a book, because then you won't have that. So you were actually...
You penciled me in for this year.
You were going to be a spotlight, but we don't need to do that now.
Brilliant.
I look at phone me and he said, "Are you sitting down?" I was thinking, "Oh, that's it, I'm being cancelled out, they're getting rid of my book or whatever," and he said, "Oh, it's good news."
We always fear the worst. It's weird, isn't it? What is it about it?
But it's absolutely fabulous being here. I've been coming for years just as a reader, and I did Pitch Perfect and all the rest as well, but just to be here part of it is amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank
in
you.
the programme. Oh no, it's an absolute joy, and I love these stories because I think the accessibility of the festival to audiences is really important. But I think it's absolutely vital for writers as well, at whatever stage they're at. It feels so important. Does any of May's experience mirror your own,
Oh
Linda?
God, yeah. I think I've been writing mine for even longer because I started it back in AM Lit in 2012.
Yeah.
But in around about 2018 I had the final bit, and that's when it got nominated for CWA then, the sort of manuscript was. But yeah, I mean, getting it to this stage, it feels like a long time, but I'm Renaissance woman. I'm a screenwriter, playwright, actor. I'll do anything if they pay me money for it. Don't have to take my clothes off anymore. That's how good it is.
You don't know. Have you read the small print?
Well, true. Yeah,
We're always looking for new things at Bloody Scotland.
Let's keep it
They
fresh.
stole my dress this morning.
That's true.
They hid it.
They lost your dress. But yeah, so it's been a long time. But again, and we had actually, I'd applied for Pitch Perfect this year. So and when that didn't come up, I thought, I'd really love to do Bloody Scotland. So of course, when this came up instead of it, it was just like so exciting, so thrilling.
And I mean, you did mention in the sort of press release, and rightly so, Denise, the fact that it is, and I do think it's important to shout about it because it is still, a little bit less known than it should be, and a little bit less common than it should be for it to be an all-female shortlist.
It's incredible. I mean, and very often you get all male shortlists, maybe with one woman.
Yeah.
So if it is random, there should be occasional shortlists that are all female, and it shouldn't be a point. You shouldn't have to be on the Women's Prize for that to happen.
Quite,
So it's fabulous. But
For the last couple of years, there's been way more men submitted for the prizes in general. So the McIlvanney Prize and the Debut Prize.
Yeah.
It's just one pool of writers, so we don't distinguish. So you can go in for both prizes. And we've noticed that it's been a sort of an issue that there's more men, up to 2/3 to 1/3 as much as I think a couple of years ago. And I noticed this year with the debuts, it was way more women than men. So I think it was 9 out of 14
Interesting.
were women submitted this year. So I did think, well, that's good. There's a good chance we'll have a good balance. Maybe 3-2 or something like that. It'll be a good balance, and then
Incredible.
just the way it went.
Why do you think it's been that in the past? Well, is it because it's crime fiction?
I mean, there are more men published. There are more men published, and there's always these things about more male reviewers, and
I think it's also confidence because the way in which both of you have said that you weren't anticipating this at all. I think that for a lot of people it might be a case of I won't go for this. I do think there's an aspect of that.
80% women.
Totally.
Yes.
I was thinking that today. That's exactly it. Just had a lovely chat with them.
certainly at crime
JD Kirk.
festivals, we've always been aware of sort of demographic.
The demographic tilts female, and the writers, the published writers, or submitted writers, goes the other way. Not to the same extent.
No.
But there is a tilt the other way, and
I like May's method of having a crippling lack of self-esteem but doing it anyway.
Yeah, right, I know. That's I could take that to heart.
But yes, that's all thanks to my Twisted Sisters, my friends who are in a little writing group that we've got. We have
Brilliant.
writing weekends at the house.
Right.
And we all support each other, and if it wasn't for them back then, it's all women.
Yeah.
We had one man
okay.
once, but they got banned.
We had a man once, but we ate him.
And it's funny, look,
Fed into the hens.
I'm right in River City. Well, I did write in River City until sadly it's had its demise. But we've got a group of writers, and it's all women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All women. Not that the men don't necessarily want to do it, but it's just like there's a bit of a sisterhood there, and, that support, because we aren't genuinely so confident.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, long may it continue, and of course we have this wonderful guest programmer. Let's have a little look. Give us a couple of things that you're not picking favourites, Denise. I'm not asking you to do that.
Is this things I'm doing? Or
Yeah,
is this
just things that you're particularly excited about.
Right, I'm very excited about interviewing S.A. Cosby, Lee Child, which is sold out, but there is a waiting list.
I noticed this. It says sold out for now.
There's a waiting list.
And it's available online as well, so you can watch the Lee Child one online.
Yeah, you can watch that online. I'm very excited about the Huntley play going on.
Yes. So tell us a wee bit more about this, because it's particularly interesting that it's here.
It's so interesting. Now that was Craig's idea, was to do it in the church, in the Church of the Holy Rood, which apparently once you've rented for the day, Bob tells us you can do anything in apart from drink alcohol.
No, you can drink alcohol, you can't sell alcohol.
Oh.
I know that because I
Things are picking up.
We'll be drinking alcohol.
I have sang and drank Malibu. Those two things were connected with the London Community Gospel Choir.
In that church?
In that church.
The very same.
You know, I was going to say I'm not judging you for drinking Malibu, but
I was going to say I can't promise there'll be Malibu at the end.
I can. It'll be in my hip flask. Nonetheless, you can do anything and you will do anything within the confines. So yeah, tell us a bit more about it.
So it's a staging of the play, which is based on the book Rizzio.
Yeah.
And Rizzio is all about James VI's mum, Mary Queen of Scots, and an attempted assassination. And he was baptised in that church. That was his local church, and he grew up in Stirling Castle, being beaten and turned into the sourpuss that he ended up being for the rest of his life. He was perhaps the huffiest monarch Britain has ever had.
That's quite an accolade.
Yes, he really was like a real sour man. And so we're doing it in that church, and it's so atmospheric, that church.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I mean, you can't take a photograph that really shows you what that church looks like at night.
No, absolutely.
You know, the dimensions are all wrong. It's so gothic. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm very excited about that. Can't wait to see that.
Fantastic.
Do you like our rendition of the window on the front?
I know. I was going to say even the front cover is referencing that. So that's a couple. Craig, give us a couple of your highlights from this incredible programme.
Goodness me. Well, I'm going to go back first of all to one of Denise's, which is Sean Cosby. As Bob said, we've been trying for a while to get him over.
Perseverance,
and
right?
I think this profile should be higher in the UK than it probably is currently. But he's one of the most exciting crime writers at work today. And he's one of those events that I know will be packed full of authors.
He's a writer's writer at the moment. He won't be always, but in about 3 years' time, you won't be able to get in to see him. But for us, he's a bit of a god.
Yeah, absolutely. So get a ticket while you can and go along to see Sean.
Move fast.
Even though I wrote the notes of this programme, mine is going blank enough that I'll go to the two that I'm involved in. Which is, I'm doing an event with Ben Giles, who is a crime scene cleaner. Which I'm really fascinated in, not least because I wrote a book about crime scene cleaner. And now, 4 years later, I'm doing my research. After the book's come out. I'm also hosting 8 out of 10 crime writers do countdown.
Nice. Oh, we like a quiz.
Which I always think is a great idea until I have to go up on stage and talk to these idiots with no idea what's going to happen next. But
it's always great
it will
fun,
be
these
fun.
things, isn't it?
So I'm looking forward to that in a twisted kind of way.
Well, I've got the brochure in my hands. Oh my goodness, it's fallen open at this event that I'm chairing, in conversation with Chris Brookmire and Abram Mukherjee. So I love them. I mean, what an absolute dream team. So that's going to be on the Friday afternoon. And then, it just like accidentally opened at another page, another event I'm chairing. Jeremy Vine and Matthew Sweet. This is an interesting one, isn't it? Because what a double act. And I don't necessarily know I'll need to speak much at that one, it's fair to say.
It's always good when you get broadcasters, so they tend to know. I haven't read, so I've seen the bookish TV series, that Matthew, I haven't read the book, and I read Jeremy's first book, but I think it's a nice pairing.
Turn the dial for death.
Yes.
That's Jeremy Vine's book.
I'm not doing a radio station.
I know, well, obviously I couldn't possibly comment, especially at the moment on anything going down at our radio station. You don't even have the brochure in front of you, but
got it all in my head.
It's all in your napper.
Yeah.
There's just, I mean, there's something for everybody, right?
Well, I'll go for a couple of smaller panels then, because we've talked a lot about the Albert Halls and the big sort of big names. I've discovered the last couple of years a sort of love of espionage fiction, which is not something.
Okay.
It's not something that I used to read at all, and I've sort of suddenly just discovered that I really like it. So I'll go for Rogue Agents, which is David Goodman, who won the debut prize last year. And he's on with Kim Sherwood, who does the female Bond books. A debut called Paul Warner and CJ Merritt, who's chaired at the festival before, but this is his first time on a panel. So I like that one. And then another book that I loved is Ilona Bannister's 5, and she's on the Dangers on a Train panel.
With
Tim Sullivan and C.M. Ewan, and they're all train-related crime novels. One's on the Eurostar. One actually takes place mostly on a platform, but we bend the rules slightly.
It's close enough.
But her book's excellent if anyone's looking for a book to read. And then I'm also looking forward to the Can You Solve a Murder Mystery. So this is another new venue this year. We're using the Cowan Centre for the first time, which has recently been bought by a local theatre company. So they've turned the main space into a little theatre. So we're going to get lots of nice red light and make a sort of murder mystery evening. But you'll be in tables and you'll be given evidence and you'll be given stuff to work out and all that. Sounds like really good fun. So.
I love that. I mean, I grew up in Stirling, so I used to get sent to, those sort of like summer school things when your parents wanted to get you away from under your feet, and it was always at the Cowan Centre. So it's one of these places that's been a bit forgotten over the years, and it's lovely that it's back in use. And Made in Stirling, I heard you mentioning as well. You're doing something there as well. That's brilliant.
Yeah, the love space at Made in Stirling is great, really close, and keeps it right in the heart of our other venues. And we've wanted to be involved with them for a while, so it's great that we're finally making that happen.
And it's just up the street, which is perfect as well. So it must be lovely for you, May, having come for many years, if you like, as a reader, to also be involved. But as a fan, but also now as a writer, is there anything in particular that you're gearing up for?
Well, it's getting a bit boring, but S.A. Cosby. So I think I met Sean down at Harrogate once. Just love the man. His books are amazing. Every word is meant. Fabulous. What to write like that. But as soon as I saw the tickets going for sale for that, I got them. I didn't care whether I was coming here anyway. I was going to see that one. I like all the little fringe bits as well. All the little things, like the quiz and the coup. Might even do a song. I never know. I can't sing, but I might do a song.
That's never stopped anyone else.
That's definitely true. That's true. But I think one I'd really look forward to is that was Carol Ramsey's one. She's chairing with James Oswald and Andrew James Craig. I've seen James at a few things, and any man that keeps coups, you have to go and see him. How you can mix up coups with murder, I don't know.
I want this as the banner for the entire festival. Any man that keeps coups, you have to go and see him. It's like, how could you not? How could you not?
He RSV'd to the launch today and said calving dependent. So he was down as a yes, calving dependent.
Oh, this is beautiful. But these are the details. It's the story of the programme coming together. It's the story of the venues. It's the story of those little details of the lives behind the scenes.
And it's a big hairy Highland coups as well. Even better.
It's a real deal. Okay, Linda, a couple of highlights, and then we better get on with our day and get out of this.
I mean, it's so I'm just trying to, absorb it just now. There's so much brilliant stuff. Huntley, definitely. That sounds absolutely amazing. And I'm also interested in the screen to page one, which sounds absolutely brilliant. I've just lost the page now. Here it is, from screen to page. It's Joe Spain, Remy Coney and Charles Cumming. That's right up my alleyway.
All three of those are really good speakers, and they all really know their stuff. So it will be really good.
But there's just ask me again in 5 minutes. I'd
Oh, me too. And it'll be. I mean, it's a huge programme. Let's just finally touch on the fact that it's so much about local writers and readers. It's about Scottish writers and readers, UK wide and internationally. I know you've got this in your head, Bob, because you did it at the launch chat a little bit earlier. I mean, all across the world we're getting writers from as much as the doorsteps.
China for the first time, America, Canada, New Zealand, Norway, Finland. We've got our Helsinki Noir hookup this year, so we're bringing 3 Finnish writers from Finland, and we're going to send them 3 of our finest Scottish writers next year.
He says.
Craig may or may not be going. Again, as you say, nice. We do call it Scotland's International Crime Festival. So Scottish crime writing has always been very important to us, but we also want to be open and welcoming to crime writers from the rest of the UK and the rest of the world. So.
And I do love just finally that it is leaping off the page and into so much of Stirling's history, particularly with Huntley. There's something really lovely about that, Denise, isn't there? It's across the board. You can read, or you can just come and hear the conversations, or you can go into the church and watch a play.
People come from all over the world here, and we're all standing about and going to Greg's, and they're like, I cannot believe you're allowed to do this in this town. If this was anywhere else, it would be under a dome and you'd have to pay £25 $25 to get in.
Yes, that's so true.
It's staggeringly beautiful, you know.
Yeah. We also have a true walking tour which goes to many of the older parts of the town as well, and investigates Stirling's darker history as well. So all parts of Stirling are available, for better or for worse.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm going to go up to the Church of the Holy Rood just now and stash a few things for near the time. Yes, preparation. And let's get out. It's a gorgeous day actually here in Stirling, and it's going to be like that for Bloody Scotland. I know it for sure. Thank you so much. Congratulations again. It's amazing about the debut prize. We'll chat about the McIlvanney Prize at a later date. Thank you all, and roll on September.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicola.
Thanks again to this year's Bloody Scotland guest programmer Denise Mina, festival director Bob McDevitt, and best-selling author and board member Craig Robertson, along with two of the brilliant writers who shortlisted for this year's prestigious debut prize, Duncan McLaughlin for Original Sins and May Rinaldi for Liar, Thief. The rest of this year's excellent all-female debut prize shortlist features A Bad Place by Frances Crawford, We Know What You Did by Kirsty Lockwood, and The Vanishing Place by Zoe Rankin. And we'll no doubt talk more about this year's McIlvanney Prize for Crime Fiction Book of the Year as well. I'm a judge again. I already know that I've got my work cut out for me. If you fancy hearing more from Denise Mina, you can listen back to our live episode from the Stand in Glasgow last year, where Denise reflected on her writing life, along with some of her favourite Scottish films, books and records. And there are also episodes with loads of other crime writing stars, Val McDermid, Ian Rankin, Chris Brookmeyer and Ambrose Parry, along with some of last year's McIlvanney and debut prize winners and nominees, Claire Wilson, David Goodman and Tariq Ashkenani. And yes, come to Bloody Scotland, all in my magical hometown of Stirling. That's September the 18th to the 20th. I'm in conversation with Chris Brookmeyer and Aber Mukherjee. That's on Friday the 18th at 1:30pm. And then we're digging deep on Cosy Crime with Janice Hallett, Steve Higgs and Saturday Kitchen's Ollie Smith. That's at 10am on Saturday the 19th, so we can all have our breakfast together. And after that same evening, Jeremy Vine and Matthew Sweet, 8:15pm. They're all at the Albert Halls and tickets are on sale now. And if you can't wait that long, come to the wonderful Butte Noir this summer. I'm chairing a couple of events on August the 7th, chatting with G.R. Halliday, William Shaw and G.D. Wright. That's at 5:30. And then I'm with Claire McGowan and Andy Osho. That's at 7 o'clock that same evening. It would be lovely to see you there or anywhere. Thank you as ever for listening, for sharing and for getting in touch. Bye for now.